What's going on YouTube? It's your boy Jay-Z Bottom Lip, and today I wanted to help you guys not only just speak about how MK is really similar to like chess. Connect 4 is very similar to all these games: chess, Connect 4, checkers, Yu-Gi-Oh, all these games in particular that have something to do with balance or mod. And what I mean by that is when I do something, you do something in return. It's the same way with nature. When I do something in nature, I get something in return. We also correlate that to like karma and a whole bunch of other things. It's kind of the harmony of like balance of life and the balance of anything that has to happen. That's why checker was created. I'm pretty sure other people will probably disagree, but I did my history on the ancient history of how these games are played and why they were created. It was just to create balance and show you balance. So with that being said, I'm going to show you how that correlates to fighting games and how that itself can help you understand and identify game plan and how you can play around it and how you can play against your opponent and identify a play style that they have in particular. And the reason why I say a play style in particular, because if you actually look at chess, right, everyone has a play style in particular that they use against their opponent. Sometimes they'll use a piece that makes their opponent move their specific piece. And when they use that specific piece, then they'll counter that with another piece just to set you up for a long game, battle, or put you in a situation that you don't want to be in. And then you slowly start to see your opponent's play style and what they want to do unravel. And then it puts you in a situation like, damn, even with checkers, you go, damn, if I go this way, he'll win. If I go that way, he'll win. It's basically because he set it up that way. Even tic-tac-toe, right? You go in the middle or you go to the top left or something like that. You know that your opponent has a few ways that he'll go about it. Since you put a piece there, he usually will try to like block you off in the process. So, he's looking at it in the long term. He's like, okay, if I go here, then I can stop him in both ways. But you might have set him up to think that he thinks that. But in reality, you usually win. Anyway, it's your boy Jay-Z Bottom Lip. I'm going to show you guys a few things in particular that how I break the game down. A lot of times when I analyze the game, it might not necessarily be how they particularly are thinking, but I can tell based upon how they're playing, this is what they want to go for, and this is what they kind of are thinking. Anyway, let's get right into this video. All right, so the first video is going to be Sonic Fox versus Dyloch. I haven't watched this video all the way through. I kind of skimmed through it because, Mortal Kombat's kind of, but anyway, let's get right into it. All right. So remember, guys, remember, the very first in the beginning, whatever you do in the first part of the game always sets you up for a win or loss. Sometimes because it can hinder you. So starting the game off, and this is one of the main reasons why I say that you shouldn't mimic people's playstyles, because Sonic Fox is Sonic Fox. We can't do all what he does. We can probably, mimic his playstyle in some way, or like the combo routes that he goes for. But you also have to realize that his thought process is a little different, right? So Sonic Fox is a very he'll do what he wants, basically, lack of better terminology. So what I mean by that is that there's no reasons to start the game off with a grab, but mentally there is, because you can set your opponent up for situations that you may need later on in the match. So again, if you pay attention to how your opponent plays in the beginning, it can set you up for failure, or it can help you in the long term. Anyway, let's get right. Starts the match off with a grab, kind of calls him out on it, because I kind of would probably do the same thing, because if you think about it, Shao Kahn starts off with Katana. Katana doesn't allow him to do anything in particular yet, except for slam the ground, and then he can like maybe fly away or something like that. But I guess that's not something that he wanted to use right then and there. Homelander recognized, or Sonic Fox recognizing, that he also has a grab that he can use just to throw off his opponent, just because he has Glade. So having Glade, his opponent's going to be a little more patient because he can start the match off with it. But then since he didn't, he kind of just grabbed him just for the second bar. Now he has second bar. Now he starts it off with Glaze. Goes for the low. So I think the reason why Dyloch got hit right there is because he wasn't expecting him to go. He thought he was going to go up in the air, because 1-2 gels into Homelander, but the low laser into, I think, float it doesn't necessarily, it jails, but you can like up block and so on and so forth. But since he went for the laser and then he did knee, I think that jails, or it just makes it really hard for your opponent to try to like anti-air stuff. So his anticipation was just a little off. See, low, boom, got hit by it. Wasn't expecting him to get hit by it, so he did katana. That jails, shimmying him. Dyloch has this play style sometimes where he'll just like yellow sometimes, just because, you know, he doesn't want to deal with what you're trying to do, and most of the time it works out for him.
Already we've seen command dash into knee, which we had never seen by ninjas. And I
Okay, mix.
You can make sure that you have some safety attached to it, but
boom, boom, boom. Being very greedy, I would say, with his meter. But sometimes it's very hard to know when you should use your meter, especially against Homelander. Especially after he does choke right here. He can instantly land on the ground, and you can barely see it, but he'll instantly land on the ground by the time that you try to armor or anything like that, just to set you up to think that he's floating in your face, and then by the time that you realize that he's not floating in your face, you're dead.
Is going to make Dyloch think about trying to neutral duck against command grab or the high.
Saving his meter for the next round.
The thing is, though, I know we've seen quite a few Homelander players at the moment, but whenever we watch Fox play Homelander, you really see why Fox.
Ooh, nice.
Oh, yeah.
Very risky.
Constant mix-up, execution, all over.
I'm not sure if this is when Homelander overhead was safe, basically. Not sure when this was.
Yeah, Fox has said that.
Nice.
Personally, in the past as well, and remembering just how dominant Fox was with Batgirl once upon a time, that is a scary combination.
Oh my god, the cross-up was insane.
Goodness, is the game already over?
It's over.
Oh my god. So now, being a pro player, you have to sit here and think when you lose like that, there's two things that might happen. Your opponent may do the exact same thing, or he might switch it up a little bit just because you know a little more. So now he's going to probably make his flow chart a little differently, just because his opponent has been put in a situation where it's very ambiguous. And a lot of times when this happens, you have to come up with a game plan around it. So being more yellow, waking up more in particular, because you just seen that Sonic Fox was doing a lot of ambiguous things. And then on top of that, he was not waiting for Dyloch to armor or anything like that. Kind of just was pressuring him. So now the second game is going to be played a little different from my assumption.
Oh, look at this. Yeah, it's a real strength of theirs for sure.
Okay, remember, like I always said, how you start off the match can make or break you. So depending on how you start it, let's see how they do it. Okay, dashes up into stand 2, which was really good because I think Sonic Fox tried to use Chameleon. And then right here, Dyloch didn't hit confirm 2-2. So he did 2 to check him basically. And then he was already preemptively going to go into overhead. So this is something that he already premeditated. So he was going to do stand 2 and then maybe go for overhead. And since his opponent got hit by it, rather than going for another stand 2 because it kind of jails, or going for down 1, or going for a sweep, or going for back 1, he goes for an overhead. Looks like, and I'm pretty sure he's going to do overhead because he has katana. And since he has katana, if he does get hit by the overhead, then he can kind of combo it. If he doesn't get hit by the overhead, then he'll just fly away, or he'll just, you know, yellow it and stay right in his opponent's face and assume that he won't anti him. Okay, here we go. Assume that he wasn't going to anti him.
A strange interaction for that
big axe.
Here we go. Challenging him on pokes. There we go.
Ooh, calls out the delay. Okay, for the first time, Dyloch able to find a
okay, now he sets him up. Every situation that you put your opponent in is part of your game plan, right? So after he does this combo and he puts his opponent on the ground, his opponent A can wake up. His opponent can be disrespectful. His opponent can sit there and block. So let's see what he does. Okay, he blocks all this. He could challenge here. Didn't challenge here. Goes for sweep. Sweep is plus. Okay, he takes his turn and back again. Sonic Fox is being super patient. Takes the throw. Keeps him in the corner. Nice stagger. Doesn't punish the overhead. Yeah, this has to be when Homelander was safe on his overhead because he just down poked him. Okay. Now Dyloch's in the corner. A lot of times that your opponent wants to get out of the corner, they want to get out of the corner. When they're in the corner, they want to get out of the corner. Okay. Dyloch breaks early, even though he has the life lead. Doesn't want to deal with the situation that Homelander can put him in. All right. Tries to, you know, take his turn back, being disrespectful off of J. J Glade is plus. All right. Set next hit will lead into fatal blow. I mean, yeah, fatal blow. Yep. Here we are.
It's not about like inputs is huge.
Well, think about it. If your wake up is like involves
nice OS.
Yeah, it's gone to the other side.
Nice. Here we go. He's gonna set him up again. Ooh, goes for the plus frames. Tried to jump out of the plus frames, same way that Dyloch tried to do. A lot of disrespect on both ends. Nice grab. Keeps him in the corner. Plus frames. challenges on the plus frames. Another thing that you have to understand is that when Shao Kahn does any plus frames, the only thing he's only guaranteed is another like if he does sweep, I think he's guaranteed another sweep, or he's guaranteed a sweep or down one. He's not guaranteed anything else. So like if he does do something plus, he's not guaranteed stand two, he's not guaranteed a jump, none of that. The only thing he can do is down poke. So a lot of times you guys have to understand when you use plus frames as an advantage to where you can actually react to your opponent and what they may do. You don't always have to be very disrespectful in abusing your plus frames, because you have to think about how plus it is to jump forward, jump back. They're all different frames. And then on top of that, you also have to think about what is your fastest poke and, what's your fastest normal two. Because if you wanted to and your moves were like +3, +4, and you know your opponent's going to challenge there, you can back up slightly. Then you can go into back one or something like that in particular, or forward three, whatever the string is, or overhead if you time it correctly. So a lot of times I think Dyloch has this play style where he assumes that you're going to respect him because he's plus, but that's not always the case. But anyway, okay, this was a great challenge by Sonic Fox and good recognition. He ducks the stand two, and then he punishes him. Pay attention slightly.
You just get smacked. Oh my goodness.
And I don't think he did this on purpose. I think he kind of just OS'd it. If you were to take your turn back with 2-2, he was going to already OS it. He was already OSing from the jump. Or, if I drop a combo, that's kind of like how it goes. And at the highest level, if I drop a combo, I know my opponent's probably going to take his turn back as quick as possible. So doing such, I know his moves are usually high. Your highs are usually your fastest moves. So knowing that you can kind of like neutral duck. I have a friend named Yadriel Punk. I play a lot of games with him back in the day. We used to always go back and forth. But when he dropped his combo, I would try to take my turn back quick as possible. And he would always neutral duck and take his turn back. This happens a lot in high level.
So crisp.
Part of the strength of Fox too is turning characters that aren't really like.
Nice grab. He challenged him here. He could have woke up.
Incredible with punishing again.
Seems like Dyloch is very scared to wake up. I wouldn't mind wasting my meter.
He's got zoning and he's got.
This will establish dominance in some areas where he's. Ooh, got hit. That's death.
Okay, that's probably enough, right? The damage, especially in the corner.
Yeah, there's nothing you can do here. Just back away. Laser beam. GG.
I actually don't know what was. I actually had no idea. What
Now he has to think about what he's going to do. The only thing that I can say that Dyloch has not been doing is waking up armor, just to establish that dominance, or just to establish that understanding, like you're not going to keep doing the things that you're doing. So I don't know if he wants to play that layer with Sonic Fox or not, because at that point it could be very dangerous against Homelander. But you have to do something on the defensive side when you're getting pressured like this by Homelander. You have to do something, even if you get blown up for armor. It's just the thought of it being there could be a little more scarier than 2 games to none where you haven't woke up armor.
coming there, but just steamrolled. I think you really need to collect yourself after that kind of result.
We also have to talk about the fact that Homelander is very fucking strong. Probably one of the strongest characters in the game. So, the mental stack that they're probably playing is a little different. There you go. Finally, he does it. Wake up armor. That's what I'm talking about. Now it puts him in a situation. Oh, he challenges him here.
Oh, he's there.
Lots of plus frames. This time, and the reason why that Dyloch got hit is because he went down slightly and then he did it. So that probably threw him off slightly if you pay attention. All right here, he kind of just takes his turn back. He has 3 bars, so he was just a little more,
Oh, he's there.
Comes down a little bit. There he goes. Boom.
Is he gonna cancel it? Is he gonna go
Boom,
back
boom.
around? Is he gonna float away?
Boom. In the corner now.
A lot of stuff.
Another thing too that people have to think about is if you delay wake up, you cannot wake up. So it's troublesome when your opponent knows that.
Sonic Fox is at match point.
And again, this is for winner's side. The last time of this stream that we're going to be seeing a winner's side qualifier. Sonic Fox historically quite good at the first Evo for Mortal Kombat.
True.
Nice. This is how you stagger. Nice. Now he's staggering more. Now he's... There you go. I've never seen this match, by the way, guys. Oh, okay, that was nice. Finally going for the low now. He has glaive. Didn't. Oh, there we go. Oh, you didn't hit confirm. You needed that. Oh, there we go.
Yeah, the Melina size.
You gotta punch that.
Oh wow. Swinging, but nothing connecting. What an up
Hey.
Oh, but couldn't get anything more. Too high.
Here we go. Nice challenge. The reason why Sonic Fox got hit right there is because he kept staggering stand 2. So I'm pretty sure that Sonic Fox thought he can challenge off of stand 2 with something in particular, but he threw him off with 1-2. If you pay attention. Watch what happens.
Nothing connecting.
Hey.
Oh, but couldn't get anything
Stand
more.
2.
Too high.
See what he does. Stand 2 again. Ooh, try to challenge for something else.
Something to build on.
This might kill.
Yeah, I think it is. Okay.
Dyloch finally got around.
This is a very similar way we saw MK Javier begin the turnaround, so will it happen now?
And good to see that up block there.
Oh, wow.
Adapting defensively. No glaive.
Nice. Nice falls
I
block.
think that he could do.
Now he has to find a way to get in. Ooh, I don't know if Chameleon saved him there.
Here's Fox. They have the confirm. They'll have the corner out of this.
The scary thing is we know what it can lead to. Good block. Try to up block again. Okay, ducks on the grab and hits Chameleon. Dyloch.
Hey.
Oh no, immediately! Blocks so many mix-ups, but all it takes is one to put you right back into it again.
He
And
tried to wake up raw.
last chance for Dyloch. Now Fox is out of there too.
Sonic Fox don't even want him to get close.
Oh my goodness.
Nice spacing.
Okay, I know where Dyloch
That was, I don't know, that was very lucky. That was like,
Okay, this
that was
is a
like,
situation.
the Elder Gods came down and was like, we're going to make this whiff somehow.
Does not have the life to take almost
Because that was like right there in his face.
armor, mix-ups
This can make or break him. Next hit, he can actually kill him with shotgun.
No break for Fox, not even close.
He's got to be right.
Yep, there we go.
In the glaive, it should be an easy end. Yes, Dyloch takes a game.
It definitely plays
Sonic Fox look like Will Smith right there.
100%.
All right, here we go. 1, 2.
Again, hang on a minute.
Up blocks.
Okay, letting it go. Oh, punish.
I don't know if he's dropping his combos. It's very weird where he's like ending it. So I can't tell if he's like trying to. Ooh, nice.
Okay, advantage.
Huh?
Each time that
Oh yeah, this is back when shit was just not making sense.
it's plus range for Zhao.
But what did Dyloch do, right? Try to go for the slower
Yeah, he
overhead.
wants more. Yeah.
That's definitely
Yep,
not a
stuff was
guarantee.
safe. Yeah, I don't.
Sorry, Fox calls
Oh,
out.
Mortal Kombat.
It's such a high
Guys got a lot to learn when it comes to making a fighting game.
again.
Doesn't challenge him here. Ooh, nice overhead. Mmm.
Dyloch
I don't know if that game's,
better.
you know, did something to Sonic Fox.
Part of it. More effective mix-up.
Okay, so a lot of times right now, what they're doing is just outspacing each other, slowly chipping at each other. Dyloch has to think about a game plan to get in, finally gets in.
Instant confirm.
This should be death. So a lot of times what they're doing is they're playing neutral. Homelander's playing off of spacing. Dyloch really wants to get in because he can't play full screen with Homelander, so he has to think about what he wants to do. He's looking at his cameo. He's looking at Sonic Fox cameo.
Jump in. Historically,
There's a lot of like mental stacks that, you know, you have to play regardless. Nice. Sonic Fox had to try to be disrespectful and wake up.
damage. It's adding up. It's adding up.
Boom.
Finished. Okay.
Nice grab.
Dyloch.
Sonic Fox does not have a great wake up, so he was very, you know,
Oh!
ooh, that's a flawless. He was thinking about how he wanted to wake up against him.
Yeah, he's trying to.
M22 is really strong. That was a quick game too.
Easier said than done, I bet.
Okay, but a quick anti-Dyloch. I mean, Dyloch has been recognizing what's been working out really well and just going back to it, right? Those big jump-ins, but now Sonic Fox.
Okay, puts him in the corner, backs off.
In return now for the first time in a while. Oh, the interruption with the down one Dyloch.
Hey.
Massive whiff, couldn't get anything more.
Oh, both of them passing by each other. Wow, that was range.
Try to be disrespectful there, but that jail. That's why it's really good to know how to jail your opponent. He wasn't expecting down 3 to jail into 1-2, but yes, it does.
Wow, that was range. Maybe it hit something Dyloch was trying to do. He wasn't quite there early on the jump too.
Dyloch pretty starved on Metan, down on life. Definitely around looking good for Sonic Fox as Fox able to close things out. Match point again, but somehow I feel like it's not over yet.
Yeah, that is a punish.
Mm-hmm. He is definitely a punish.
Adjustment too.
You gotta do the kick. That's like +3, I believe.
Goes to like the next level when it's hand-to-hand shell.
Oh,
You know what I mean? That's like Dyloch mode activation.
There's the grab.
That's one thing, as good of a button as that standing 2 is, it is a high. So Sonic Fox really managing to make most of those pokes now, going underneath. Back to the corner again.
Oh,
Nice challenge.
Anything more? Massive neutral jump from Dyloch. This will not kill, but we're getting to reset territory. Throw, strike, overhead! Get chunked, and now Dyloch on the verge of a reverse 3-0. But if Sonic Fox takes this round, it is over. Winner of this round makes top 6 winners. Finally, we see
Nice. It's a lot of mental stacks right here playing off of pokes into special move. So like they're poking each other, and then essentially what they're trying to do is once one of them gets a poke, then they have to guess off of that poke.
Over?
What a punish. Full punish.
And he had Katana, but she had been hit, I guess.
Puts him in a situation again. Probably going to back off this time. Ooh, tried to be disrespectful just because he had 3 bars. He thought he was going to wake up. He thought he was going to assume that he was going to let him wake up, and then he tried to jump and wake up.
That's a punish. That's
Boom.
a punish. This won't be enough.
Boom. A lot of times you want to keep pressuring your opponent even when they have 3 bars, just because you want them to come up off those bars.
Oh, finally the wake up. That's the first time we've seen the armor.
Oh, there's nothing he can do. Yeah, that's GG. Probably try to jump right there. But yeah, that's about it. It's very simple when it comes to these mental stacks. You're obviously going to have to play it with your opponent, but you have to think about how you want to play, game plan, flow chart, and what is going to work and what's not going to work, and thinking about what makes your opponent very strong in situations. These things are very, very important to understand when you play at the highest level. You also have to come up there with a deck of cards or your game plan that's going to be very effective at a high level. The type of playstyle that you have against some of your friends are not going to work against high level players. They recognize certain playstyles in particular and how to play around it. And then on top of that, knowing someone who likes to poke a lot, there's a certain playstyle. Knowing someone who likes to be disrespectful, someone who likes to delay wake up, someone who likes to shoot projectiles a lot, someone who's always in your face, someone who's always backing off. These are things that pro players, especially me and a lot of other players, we recognize, and then we make a game plan around that. Most of the time we have a game plan around every single play style there is. Some play styles that you may have against your opponent can be very strong, or they can be very weak. Totally up to you to figure out how it's going to work. Anyways, your boy Jay-Z Bottom Lip. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I'm out.